I thought today we'd talk about the fear of not doing enough and the pervasive feeling of failure that is underlying that fear that a lot of us are struggling with. It came to mind because today, quick story, my son was cleaning the rat cage, and lately he's been very afraid that he hasn't been doing good enough as a pet owner, that they don't have a good enough life, that he's failing. But this morning, when he was cleaning the cage, he said to me, "You know what, Mom? I'm actually noticing that I'm a better pet owner than I thought I was." And even apparently a better pet owner than I am. And I asked him, well, what made you notice that? What did you notice that's different? And he told me that it was because even though he doesn't remember to clean the cage every single day, he does try to remember to do it every single day. And when he does do the cleaning or the food or the whatever, he does the best that he can. And that's enough. And that it's the effort that he's putting in to do those things that makes him a really good pet owner. And I totally agreed with him, because what we've learned in society is to come from the perspective, especially you have learned this from school, that we are either failing or we are succeeding. We are either teachable or we are stupid. And this is not true. And when you take this conditioned idea that there's a chance you could ever not be good enough, not do a good enough job, like in a global sense, as a human being, then nothing can ever be enough, because there's always going to be a next step. And as an example of this, it would be now that my son has gotten really good at taking care of the rat cage, it means that he spills a lot more shavings on the floor because he's changing them more often. And the next step means, okay, you're taking care of the food, you're taking care of the shavings, you've got the poop scoop, you've got the water, all that stuff. Now we need to deal with the floor. And if we came at that from a perspective of failure and not, it would make a we're not doing a good enough sense. It would say, oh, I thought I was doing good, but I'm not doing good because now I have to do the floor. But then you know what's going to happen after he learns how to clean the floor? Then there's going to be another thing we notice that he can do. So then he would say, well, I thought I was good enough because then I did the floor, but now there's this other thing I'm not doing. So I'm still not good enough. And the truth is that this is not about failure. This is a terrible filter we've learned. The reality is that this is how humans learn. You have this thing we call, your consciousness, your awareness. And as soon as it has space in it available, when it's learned how to do the first 3 steps of taking care of the rat cage, there's more space available to notice the next thing. Then it will say, hey, how about we learn how to do that? And as soon as you master that skill, you will see the next one and the next one and the next one. And this will go on for your entire life. So you have to be able to give yourself, to practice giving yourself permission to accept that this is terrible conditioning someone taught you. And you are enough. And the fact that you're trying is enough. And that really what we're trying to do is align your conscious perception, your conscious story about what you're doing, whether it's failure or success, with how your body and your awareness and your human life works. Because then it doesn't hurt anymore. And if it wasn't clear when I just said it, the way it works is that as soon as there is free room on your mental plate, you will always find a way to get better and to level up and to keep growing. And that doesn't mean that you need to look back at the first time you ever cleaned a rat cage, or when you were a baby and you didn't know how to walk, and you say, look how shameful that was, look how embarrassing that was, look what I didn't know how to do. That's just what level 0 skill looks like. And now you're at 5 or 20 or 300. And there's going to be 100 and level 500 and level 10,000. It's going to keep going for your entire life. So you can never be enough. You have to give yourself permission. that came out wrong. It's like you can never be at the stage where like I am enough and I can stop learning now. It's like there's always learning that's going to happen. So you have to give yourself permission to feel good about the fact that where you are now is enough for now. And when you're ready for the next step, you will get there. And it's not going to be perfect to do this either. The first time you say this to yourself, it's probably not going to do anything. You might have to say it 30 times. And even if you say it 30 times, it might only stick in your head as words and not as feelings. In which case, you might want to go work with someone somatically, because they can help you shift the feeling from the bad feeling of I'm not enough to the good feeling of what I'm doing is enough and I'm enough right now, and I will keep learning and growing, and this is normal and natural. There is nothing wrong. Someone can help you hold that feeling, and once you check into it once and feel it in your body, it's a lot easier to hold on to. But that's also not necessary. You can work on it on your own too. It will just take longer. And the beauty is, if you do decide to work on this idea of feeling like no matter what you do, it's not enough, as you shift your feelings, you'll actually open up so much more awareness, because your consciousness will not be clouded by the feelings of not being enough and the fear and the overdoing your to-do list and or being afraid of what other people might say, all that stuff. You will remove from your awareness, which will make it easier to keep learning and growing and to notice how awesome of a job you are actually doing. It's kind of a chicken and egg situation, but it's definitely doable. I've done it myself. My 9-year-old has figured out how to do it. You can learn how to do it too. Okay, that's it for today. If anything from this video was helpful, please drop a comment and let me know.